Welcome to the Epic Summary Podcast. Have you ever felt like you're, drowning in a sea of things you should read, but maybe never quite get to?
Oh, absolutely. Or you power through something, maybe a dense report or article, and then later you think, what did I actually retain?
Exactly. It's a common struggle. Well, today, we're tackling that head-on. We're doing a deep dive into the book 10 Days to Faster Reading by Abby Marks-Beale.
That's right. And we're using a great summary by Nicholas Goke over at 4-Minute Books as our guide.
Our aim here isn't just to list the chapters. We want to pull out the core insights, the really practical techniques from this book.
Yeah, the goal is to help you become a more efficient, more effective reader. So to give you an upgrade for how you handle information today.
And hopefully spark your curiosity enough to maybe check out the full book yourself. We're not trying to replace it, just give you the essence.
It's all about working smarter, not just harder, when it comes to reading.
Okay, so let's get into the core idea. What's the book really about at its heart?
Well, fundamentally, it's about upgrading your reading skills for the modern age, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's so much information coming at us. The book teaches you how to be more selective, more intentional about what you read in the first place.
That's key. Not just reading faster, but choosing better.
Exactly. And then it gives you actionable strategies for reading faster with better comprehension. It's the combination that's powerful.
So let's unpack that first part, being selective. Lesson 1, you could say, is about being picky.
Right. And it might sound simple, maybe even obvious, but it's a huge mindset shift for a lot of us. We often feel this obligation to read things, reports, articles, emails, even books sometimes.
Just because they land on our desk or in our inbox?
Yeah. Marks-Beale uses this fantastic analogy. She compares it to a healthy diet. You wouldn't just shove any food into your mouth, would you?
Huh. Hopefully not.
Well, your mental diet, what you feed your brain, deserve that same kind of conscious choice.
That makes a lot of sense. So how do you get practical about it? The book suggests asking some key questions, doesn't it?
It does. 2 really crucial ones before you commit serious time to anything substantial. First, why am I reading this?
Simple, but deep. Is it a real need? Genuine curiosity? Or just because you feel you should?
You need to dig into your motivation. Is it pulling you, or are you pushing yourself?
And the second question builds on that.
It does. Why do I need the information within it? This is about the practical value. Will you actually use this knowledge? Will it help solve a problem, make a decision, spark an idea? Will it serve a real purpose for you?
It forces you to think about the outcome, the return on your reading investment.
Exactly. Think about like an outdated industry report versus maybe some fresh research that's directly relevant to a client problem you're working on right now.
The choice becomes much clearer when you frame it that way. It's about prioritizing your limited time and mental energy.
That conscious selection, that's step 1. It clears the path. So, once you've decided what to read, what then? How do you approach it effectively?
This brings us to the second lesson, which I found really interesting. The power of previewing.
Ah, yes, previewing. It's surprisingly potent, especially for nonfiction.
The summary mentions you can potentially get up to 40% of the key information just from a good preview. That sounds like a lot.
It can be. Think of it like looking at a map before you start a road trip. You get the lay of land, the main routes, the destination.
So you're not just wandering aimlessly through the text later on.
Precisely. It builds a mental scaffold. You have context. So when you do the detailed reading, things click into place much faster.
Okay, so how do you actually do this previewing effectively? What are the techniques?
The book lays out a few practical steps. First, obviously read the title. What does it promise?
Makes sense. Then?
Check the foreword, if there is one, and the back flap or cover description. These often give you the author's main pitch, the core argument, who it's for.
Like the executive summary.
Kind of, yeah. And then definitely skim the table of contents. See how the book is structured.
Okay.
And the index, too. Don't forget the index. It shows you what terms get the most attention.
Looking at the blueprint before walking through the house. I like that.
Exactly. Another good one is to just leaf through the chapters. Don't read word for word yet. Just look at the headings and subheadings. They're like signposts.
Guiding you through the author's main points.
And if you want to go a little deeper in the preview, try reading just the first sentence or maybe the first and last sentence of paragraphs that seem particularly interesting or relevant based on the headings.
Because topic sentences often contain the main idea of the paragraph.
Often, yes. Or read the introductory and concluding paragraphs of key chapters. It gives you a quick hit of the main takeaways for that section.
The big benefit here, according to the summary, is reducing the need to reread stuff later.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because you already have that mental map, that context. You're anticipating the flow of ideas. So comprehension tends to be better the first time through.
That helps you connect the dots as you go.
Right. The summary mentioned using this for a book like The One Thing. You could grasp its central message very quickly with a good preview.
Which, again, isn't saying don't read the whole book if you need the detail.
No, not at all. But it's about being strategic. If you just need the core concept right now, previewing might be enough, or it sets you up for a much faster deep read later.
It's about tailoring your approach. Okay, that makes sense.
If finding and reading the full book sounds useful after hearing about these techniques, remember you can find a link to purchase 10 Days to Faster Reading right in our episode description. It's a practical guide.
Good point. Definitely check that out if this is resonating. So we've covered being selective and the power of previewing. What's the third key lesson?
The third one shifts focus to the actual process of reading the words on the page. It's about focusing on keywords.
Keywords. So not reading every single the and is.
Pretty much. Instead of meticulously processing every single word, the idea is to train your eyes and brain to identify and follow the words that carry the most meaning.
The nouns, the verbs, the important adjectives.
Exactly. The book suggests they're often longer words, typically more than 3 letters, but it's really about the words that convey the core substance of the sentence.
I can see how that would be easier if they were, like, bolded or highlighted for you.
Sure, that helps.
Yeah.
But the skill the book teaches is how to do this with regular text. It takes practice, like any skill, but you train yourself to pick out those key concepts as you scan the lines.
And the benefit is faster reading.
Faster, yes, but also potentially more fluent reading. When you're not subvocalizing or getting mentally snagged on every little function word, your eyes can move more smoothly across the text.
And you're absorbing the main ideas more directly.
That's the goal. Better flow, better speed, and hopefully strong comprehension because you're locked onto the meaning-carrying words.
It's really important to stress, though, as the summary does, that this isn't about those almost scammy speed reading gimmicks you sometimes see advertised.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
This book seems very grounded and practical. It's about building fundamentally good reading habits.
It tackles both what you read, the selectivity piece, and how you read the previewing and keyword focus.
Right. It's about identifying maybe subconscious bad habits like reading everything at the same speed or feeling you have to finish everything and replacing them with smarter strategies. Speed is a result, not the only goal.
So thinking about who this book is really for, the summary suggests a few groups.
Yeah, definitely students, feeling buried under textbooks and required reading lists.
Yeah, I can see that. Professionals, too. Maybe those who feel like reading reports or industry news is unproductive, a time sink.
And maybe anyone, really, who struggles with abandoning books they just aren't enjoying or getting value from. That permission to be selective is powerful.
It gives you permission to quit without guilt.
In a strategic way, yes, based on those initial questions. Why am I reading this? Why do I need this info?
It sounds like a very empowering approach to reading, actually, taking control back.
I think that's a good way to put it. It's about becoming a more conscious, more strategic reader in a world that demands it.
Well, we hope this deep dive has given you a good taste of what 10 Days to Faster Reading offers. It feels like practical, actionable advice.
Definitely. It's about making tangible improvements in how you handle the information you encounter every day.
So maybe think about your own reading habits. Could you be a bit pickier? Could previewing save you time with reports or articles? Could focusing on keywords help you get through dense material more easily?
Just trying one of these techniques could make a difference.
If you want to explore all the exercises and detailed guidance, remember to check the episode description one more time. We've put a link there where you can find and purchase 10 Days to Faster Reading by Abby Marks-Beale.
It could be a really worthwhile investment in, well, your ability to learn and process information more effectively.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Epic Summary podcast for this deep dive today.